Hey everybody, it's Ronn Grant, and you're watching Just for the Record. Stay tuned, you're watching 284 Media.
When you need to stay connected with friends and families at home or abroad, the best choice for you is Freedom. CCT Freedom. With the lowest rates in the market, our Freedom plan gives you unlimited calls and texting. Plus, our Freedom One package includes 10 gigabits of super fast, unlimited LTE data and unlimited calls to the BVI, USA, USVI, Canada, Puerto Rico, and UK lines. Why pay for overages when you can enjoy CCT Freedom? Stop by at one of our stores today and speak with one of our representatives to find out more about our CCT Freedom packages.
Mr. Mark Vanterpool, welcome to Just for the Record.
Thank you, Ron. I'm glad to be here.
No stranger to people, no stranger to politics. You have served for exactly how long as an elected official?
This is going to be my 16th year as
16th year.
Official in government, yeah.
How did you get into politics?
Very early in 1998, when the National Democratic Party decided to enter into the political arena, where we felt that we needed to get some new political blood in the ring to make changes for the territory. I was happy to join the team. I was pleased that my constituents in the 4th District overwhelmingly elected me in 1999. And on the platform that I had of the action man with the action plan for the city of Rotown and the areas around, and I'm glad that I was able to represent them for the past 16 years in that direction.
Now, we all waited in anticipation, many of us thinking that you were not going to be vying for a seat this time around, and you decided to change that. You decided to come back.
Yes.
Why?
Well, one, I feel that I have been encouraging over the last 8 years or so as many young people as possible to get involved in the process. I believe that we have some very bright, young, energetic persons who can continue. I am not one who believes that you have to remain in politics forever. I've had 16 years. Some of my persons who went on before and who are still around have been in politics for twice that. But I felt that I wanted to encourage a lot of young ones. I've been working with them, training them, and I was happy to see that they've come forward. However, at this juncture, particularly after Hurricane Irma and Maria, and the floods that we had, and also with all the issues that we're facing now with the United Kingdom and the EU, my team felt, and I felt also, that it would be useful for a person like myself who have experience, who've been around the table, who've been at negotiations table, who've been to London, who've been sitting in the Foreign and Commonwealth Office in the House of Commons. It was useful for me to remain, to give some of that experience to the younger group who are going to be coming into politics this year. So I'm very pleased to have offered to continue. And then my people in the 4th District, where we still have some work to do. We have done a lot, but there's some things that are unfinished that I want to join in finishing, especially better shaping the city of Rotown. I did a lot since 1999, if people recall. If you look at my action plan that I put out in 1999,
I think we all remember that.
You will see all the things I've accomplished so far. You know, improving the city, improving the parking lots, improving the sports facilities, improving the bandstand, the well, downtown, the boardwalks that we started and so on. A lot of things that if you look in that book, you will see how much you've accomplished over these years.
Yes.
The Queen Elizabeth Park, it was drawn in that book, and you will see that these things have been accomplished. But there's still a lot to do. We want to work on Main Street. We want to work on other things in the city. We want to finish the things that we have offered to do, the boardwalk all the way down to Queen Elizabeth Park. We want to finish certain areas in Lower Estate. The basketball court, we're going to finish up. We're going to put a children's park in that area. We're going to replace the children's park in Longbush, and a number of other things. Right now we're repairing the bandstand that have been damaged by the storms, and so on. But Main Street especially, we want to focus on Main Street and make it a really nice, quaint street that I promised to do, and I want to get on that this year. We have a plan already designed. We have discussed it publicly. We're going to start getting ready to work on it and take it back to the public and get their input. So all that is important that I want to see done in the city of Rotown.
What are you most proud of when you look back at 16 years? Yes, there are a myriad of accomplishments, but what are you most proud of being a politician?
The main thing is not so much physical as people see, which is, the cruise ship dock, the roads, the different things that we've improved, but more so how I've been able to touch the lives of people in the 4th District. These are things I don't go out and talk about a lot, but there are things where we have had persons who have had difficulties with drugs, have had difficulties with cost of living, have had difficulties with a number of things. The elderly people who we work with to make sure they're more comfortable as they age in life. We want to make sure they, age in a more comfortable way. The younger people that I've worked with, I don't tell a lot of people that I personally sponsor a lot of scholarships for students who go overseas. Not through the government necessarily, I've helped to do that, but I have a number of students, sometimes 2 or 3, and even 4 at a time who are studying abroad. And it's basically part of my family offer that we want to do for young people to help them to get a better education. So we've been able to put aside some funding for that. And each year we take care of a couple of kids who go to school and come back. And in fact, what I've started, which is the beginning of what we call an education foundation, I've asked the young ones who I'm sending overseas now that if I give you $20,000 for a year, $25,000 for a year, I want you to pledge that when you come back and start working, you put it back into, when you start working, you put some money back into the fund, which is the foundation to help somebody else.
Correct, yes.
And
that's a good way to pass it on.
Yeah, so they're very excited about that. All the students who have been helping, they don't have any big formal obligation. They just sign something saying, I want to help to get somebody off to school, and they're enjoying it. I just had a youngster who walked into my office, and they don't necessarily have to be from the 4th District anywhere. He just walked into my office one Saturday. They said he had booked for school, some problems he had with getting the funding organized through somebody else, failed, and he was leaving. That was a Saturday, and he was leaving Monday. He touched me so much in the way he approached it. And it was like a miracle that he walked in at the time. And I signed him up, and he's off to school now doing construction management in Florida. I have others in St. Thomas. I have another one overseas studying for optometry and so on. So I help them. This is my personal assistance.
Right. But
these are the things I've done in the 4th District all through the years. And that's the most touching thing for me that I've done. I look down, I talk about a young lady who we talked about before. They call her Raga. Her name is Ingrid Challenger. She works in a hospital now. Who would have known that Ingrid or Raga would have come out of a drug situation that she had so bad? She went to Trinidad. We helped her. We brought her back. She even entered trying to counsel others.
Wonderful.
I'm not saying that she's perfect, but she's done a lot better. And the others like that I've helped over the years. And those are the things that I remember about my service to the community. The things that I've done to touch people's personal lives.
Those are what last.
Yes, we will fix the cruise prayer and make it good for the economy. Yes, we will fix the roads. We have done a lot with the sewage. There are the issues with that, but we try to make it better. And yes, we have, fixed the parking lots around town that used to be mud pools before I came. And we fixed the sort of cultural icons that we want to do, the bandstand, which is sort of our Hyde Park in the BVI, where people can go and do whatever they want to do. We have fixed the historical Sunday morning well, made it a point of reference for people who come in, tourists or children, to know where the proclamation from slavery was made. There are disputes about that, whether it's in the church or there, the Sunday morning well, but at least that's an icon as to what we do there.
Okay.
And then a lot of things that I have done through Lower State, if you go up there, and the Lower State drain and roads and parking issues, we fixed it into a nice, beautiful village.
Okay.
And they've never had any flooding issues since I've done that. We have a lot more to do. One of the big issues that we want to do is fixing the flooding situation in Rotown.
Okay.
We've started already. We have a study done. We now have a study in our hands. And we're going to start doing a lot of things to improve
the roads ahead for us are bumpy, literally and figuratively. We spoke earlier, you mentioned about the increasing laws as it pertains to the UK that are seemingly wanting to put a stronghold on the overseas territories. What plans, or how do you see yourself working along with your team, of course, to lead the territory into a more prosperous or secure financial future?
Ron, the good thing about it is that a person like myself, who have had experience both in government and the public life and experience in business.
Correct.
I have had experience, I can tell you, about economy, finance, banking, all these things that I've been involved in the past, that I can lend to my team in terms of a direction that we want to go. It's not easy, not simple, but I always see problems not as a problem, but as a challenge, which has some solutions.
Okay.
In fact, sometimes problems come up and the solutions that you come up with, you may never know. They may be better than where you were before. So
Okay.
who knows what will come out of all of these challenges that we're having. Certainly after Omar and Mario knocked us down, we have had some challenges. But from my point of view, the BVI is going to be better for it. We're going to be able to build back stronger. We're going to be able to build back in a different way, in a new way. And a lot of my team is with me, Henry, Sandy, Trevor, Myron, or Chairman, and all the others who are there have good ideas, new thinking in what direction we want to go.
Okay.
So with their new ideas and their thinking and with all experience that we have had over the past 16 years, especially the past 8 when I was in government as a minister, that combination will help to assist us to face the challenges. The financial services business is heavily challenged.
Indeed.
It was challenged before. In 2018, we got more revenue from financial services, even in spite of the challenges than we ever had. 2019 is here, and we expect a good year again.
Okay.
A bright light that we got recently, the Premier and the team and all of us who've been negotiating, 2020 was supposed to be the doom year for us. Mm-hmm. Now it's moved to 2023. So we have
some time.
Breathing room. We can work things out. The EU is on us about the issue of substance for companies over here.
Correct.
We don't know how that will work out. We've passed legislation to try to suffice them and please them. But at the end of the day, what will work out is that we expect to have more activity in the BVI, more what we call substance, more job opportunities, more real estate opportunities, and a lot of things that will come out of this that is going to benefit the BVI.
All right.
And we want to make sure we are placed right for it. Okay. Placed right in terms of making sure we have a good airport that can get more direct access. Placed right to make sure that we can rebuild our infrastructure rather than patching and building roads like we do. Let's come with a long-term plan to build really nice, good, strong, permanent roads. We've started that process. We've appointed a group of engineers already. We've given them a contract in the last 4 weeks that they're going to go out there and design these roads. And then we're going to put them out to bid to have companies come in and build really strong, companies with good experience in building roads.
Okay.
We have our sewage challenges. We have to finish that. We've started it. It's not easy. We have to keep working at it. We have started laying the pipes and so on. The population is growing. So sometimes you plan it 20 years ago and then you have to go and replan it because
Correct.
The population is bigger. And when you're dealing with that kind of matter, sewage, you have to make sure the pipes are big enough and the drainage is right and so on. So we're working on that. You have water challenges, which we've come a long way with it, but we have further to go. There's some areas in the territory that I am very dissatisfied that we're not being able to get water to them consistently. But we are working on those processes. So there's a lot to be done.
Indeed.
And but I don't see it as real problems. I see them as challenges that I know there are solutions for them.
Right.
So I'm very pleased to be the team that I believe is solution oriented.
Okay.
Not crying and not complaining and not looking in the wrong direction, but looking in the right direction for the country to move up and move forward. So I'm very comfortable, and as you can see, I'm very happy.
Indeed, and ecstatic and excited.
Very excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with Mr. Mark Vanterpool. You're watching Just for the Record.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch again? You say you were sick? What happened to over the rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later.
Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today. We all talk about wanting a better Virgin Islands. In a nutshell, tell me what a better Virgin Islands looks like to Mark Vanterpool.
A better Virgin Islands is all about making the standard of living better for the people of the Virgin Islands. How can our people be able to have better jobs, have a better standard of living, have more confidence in themselves in terms of having a home, having a chance to invest in business, having a chance to grow, but especially having a chance, and the tradition of BVI Island is that we as parents want to make sure our children get a good education. No matter how poor we've been, my mother is a good example. She was very poor. She came here from Angola with a bunch of us, but she insisted that whatever happened, she made sure we got an education. And the BVI and Virgin Islanders, we blessed them because they were able to take us in and help us and make that happen. So I'm always grateful to the Virgin Islanders when we came here who helped us. But a better education for our people is what a better Virgin Islands would look like in terms of having our younger people have a better education to be able to carry on the mantle in the future. So those are a lot of things. There are physical things to be done to make it happen. As I always tell people, if you do the right thing with education, the right thing with creating the right atmosphere for economy and so on, the other things will come in place. Better ports, more cruise ship business, and more infrastructure, better infrastructure and airports, seaports. Whatever we need to do will be better. But it's not so much all about the physical. We want to go more aggressively, our group, into renewable energy to make sure that we can use the sun, wind, and even maybe the waves in the territory to create energy rather than depending on fossil fuels. And in the long run, make energy more efficient and more affordable to us. We want to be able to make a major impact in improving the internet. We're going to suggest that the government should invest in making that happen rather than waiting for the operators.
Okay.
These are things that are important to making the BVI a better BVI. It's important for us to tackle them and tackle them hard from the very beginning.
You touched a little bit about your family background and your mom bringing you guys to the Virgin Islands. Tell me a little bit about the village and the role the village played in the man you've become.
Well, we came from Angola, and the village of Hunter's Gut, where there were a lot of indigenous people that lived, took us in. That's why I tell people we live together in harmony. Virgin Islanders and belongers who have come here to live all their lives. The folks in Hunter's Gut who were there, I can name them on my hand, all of them who were there, took us in. In fact, one of the persons who lived there at the time is considered to be my foster father. He looked after us. He took care of us. Even if you didn't have money, you could go to his shop and so on. So I like the camaraderie and how the village raised us in Hunter's Gut. Very simple. I mean, there were about probably 12 or 15 homes around, but you, as a child, you belonged to all of those 12 or 15 homes. You couldn't be rude to the neighbor. You would be reprimanded, and they could reprimand you without any doubt. And then when your mother arrives home, you'll get reprimanded again because you were rude to the neighbor. So, but they looked after us. If you didn't have something to eat, the neighbor will give you something to eat. If you came home and your mom wasn't home yet and you needed your homework help, you could go to your neighbor and ask for some help and they will help you. And that's how the village in the BVI raised us. And we've gone away from that. Okay. But still, I think that the territory is small enough that we can still maintain that cohesiveness, that unity, whether you're from here or not from here. And I always tell people, the Virgin Islanders, the indigenous Virgin Islanders, took us in, looked after us. And I'm always grateful for that. And continue to work in unity with everyone in the territory.
All right. There are 3 areas that we have seen be legalized in some of our sister islands. And I'm going to state the 3 phrases, and we simply want your take on it, whether it's a yes or no answer. And for some, they feel they need to explain. But the general public would really like to know, if elected again, and these issues are to come up, what would your take be on it? All right. The first one is the legalization or decriminalization of marijuana.
I think the time is long past that we should decriminalize marijuana usage.
Okay.
And like we have suggested, you can start with medicinal marijuana, get people understanding of its use and so on, and gradually move away from the issue of making it a criminal offense to have and use marijuana as we do.
So that's a yes for you?
Yes. And the first thing we should do is quickly stop locking up our youngsters for smoking a joint.
All right.
I think that is not, that doesn't make any sense in this day and age.
The next one, legalization of gay marriage.
I believe that individuals should have their own choices. In the BVI, though, I believe that issues like that should become a matter not for me to decide and not for you to decide.
Correct.
The BVI is a very strong religious community, and something like that should go to, at any point we discuss that, should go to what you call a referendum type of approach rather than individual politicians making those kinds of decisions.
So you're saying that's not your choice?
No, that shouldn't be my choice.
All right. Legalization of abortion.
The issue of abortion, I think, again, should be a choice of the individual.
Okay.
I don't think religion should play a part in that. I think it should be a choice of the individual. So I am, as I say in the US, I am pro-choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
One that's been a ticklish one for a very long time. The whole issue of parimutuel betting and the issue of opening our territory to casinos. What's your take?
I'm not in favor of opening territory to casinos, but I'm certainly in favor of looking at issues like parimutuel betting that you can control in a certain controlled environment.
Okay.
I am in favor, for example, of if a cruise ship comes to the dock and they do their regular gambling on ship, as long as the locals can't go on board, that you can allow the cruise ships to do what they do, and allow them to stay in port longer and be able to support the restaurants and so on in the evenings. But again, that's an issue that I feel is a very deep issue with people in the BVI, and that issue should go at some point down the road to a referendum.
All right.
It should be to find out whether the majority of the people want these
are
things,
in support of it,
not for a politician to make a decision.
Okay.
That should be something that we put out to the public. And we have, as you know, Ron, made provision in the Constitution for referendums on these kinds of matters. They're deep matters, they're important matters to the people of the Virgin Islands, and it shouldn't be a politician making a decision or a few of us. It should be up to the people to vote at the referendum level on issues like those.
All right. I have a very fun section that I like to get to. Now, I don't know if my interviewees enjoy, but I sure do. I'm going to ask you a series of impromptu questions, and you, sir, are going to give me the first response that comes to your mind. All right? Celebrity crush or childhood celebrity crush. Did you have one?
No, I wasn't so much into celebrities in my childhood.
Do you have a secret talent?
I don't know if I can say that, but I used to and still love theater.
Okay, very interesting. I would not have known that. A guilty pleasure of yours?
A guilty pleasure. I don't know what I can say about that, but I've come to love dancing.
Interesting. What type of dancing?
I never did in my young days.
What type of dancing specifically?
I love Spanish music. I love other music like that.
Interesting.
I love ballroom.
Are you any good?
Dancing, I'm not so good, but I love it. I enjoy it.
All right. A luxury you can't live without. For me, it's hot water.
A luxury you can't live without. Certainly electricity.
Okay.
The experience with it almost sent me crazy.
It taught you well.
I don't think I want to do without it again.
A type of food that you can eat every day.
I love good fish.
Okay. Prepared any particular way?
I love it mostly either pan-fried or grilled.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone from Virgin Islands history, yesteryear, that is no longer with us, that if you had the opportunity, you'd take to lunch. I would have liked to know better someone like Faulkner, who fought for us. Interesting.
I'd like to know better those kinds of people. I knew a little bit about some of the Pens and so on over there fighting for us in the past. But that gentleman who marched to the governor or the administrator at the time with his boldness from Anegada, I like that kind of boldness. And
okay.
I would have liked to learn a little bit more about him and his thinking.
Mr. Vanterpool, thank you so much, just for the record.
Thank you, Ron.
Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.